Hello and welcome to the first ever video on this account where I cover all things EFL. Today we shall preview Gameweek 30 in Fantasy EFL. I am ranked 129th in the world, so I like to think I know what I am doing. As you can see on the screen, this is everything we'll be covering in this video, from Gameweek 29 review to Gameweek 30 team selection. So if we get straight into it and review my Gameweek 29 side, you'll see a pretty common theme in this team as I highlight poor midweek scores, really good Saturday, really bad Tuesday. Walker did everything he could do really, 2 clean sheets, a couple of save points. That's what you want from your keeper. All of the back three failed to pick up 2 clean sheets, however my captain did manage 11 clearances in his first game, 3 clearance points, you take those. Bolton, no clean sheets at all, few clearance points but nothing special. Moving into midfield, and there is a pretty visible contrast as Sorensen only picked up 7 points across the 2 games, whilst Gale picked up 16 I believe, with 6 interception points. 6 interception points accumulating to 12 points overall. Gale is someone who featured again in this video. Up top we had Cheek, who bagged 2 goal contributions in his first game, but like a few of the other players, nothing to show for in the second game. Birmingham picked up a healthy score for me as the team picked, while Huddersfield had a disaster. 0 points from them. That's only the second time that's happened to me in fantasy EFL history. So down to 129th in the world with 116 points. It's okay, it's good, we'll take it. If we now move on to teams to target, we have 5 teams here who I think are good options for your clubs. Port Vale in green, because I think they're the best option. They have Tranmere away and Harrogate at home, 2 of the worst sides in League 2, and Port Vale are a good team. They're in the playoffs. You would expect them to win both of those games. Wimbledon and Walsall, they're on a similar level I think. Both great sides. Walsall, poor form recently, but still a great side. Swindon home, Carlisle away for them. Those are 2 winnable games. Same for Wimbledon. Bromley home, Morecambe away. 2 winnable games, even though Bromley are a decent side. Stockport now, first League 1 side. Blackpool at home, another decent side. Northampton away, terrible side. Not terrible, but it's not great. Defenders who come against Northampton tend to get a lot of clearances, so that might be something to take into account. Reading as an okay option. They've got Wigan away and Exeter at home. Wigan do not concede many, but they also do not score many, so that's something that should be taken into account also. For me personally, Port Vale are the best option, and I'd be picking either Wimbledon or Walsall to couple up with Port Vale, but those are my 5 teams to target. Okay, so if we move into looking at some differentials now, I've got a couple here. 3 defenders, 2 midfielders, a forward and a goalkeeper, all under 0.5% ownership as of the time of researching into this. In goal, we've got 3 Port Vale players to start off with. We've got Amos, goalkeeper. He's recently come in for, I believe, Connor Ripley, who's fallen out with the club. That's your goalkeeper option. Smith and Deborah, either or, both 0.0% percentages. Hills from Stockport, he's coming against Northampton, so he'll be in my team. Lots of clearances, hopefully, but there is a rotation risk. Stokes from Cambridge, on loan from Bristol City, so I do not like the bloke because of that link, but I have to admit he is a baller. 0.0% again, scores loads of goals in a really poor Cambridge side. He is one to look out for this week. We've got Powell, gets a load of interceptions, as I will show you in a second. 0.3% ownership. He comes up against Bristol Rovers on Saturday, and Donnelly, who I believe is on loan from Tottenham, he's a striker. 0.1% ownership. He's another one to look out for, even though Orient's fixtures aren't the greatest. We've looked at some teams and differentials. Now it's time to delve into the world of interceptions. Here are my 3 picks. We've got Gale, Powell and Woods. As you should know, it's 2 points for every interception the player receives. Gale of Gillingham, who I've spoken about previously, 2.6 interceptions per game, which is an obscene amount. He faces Morecambe at home and Newport away. He plays a centre-back, that's why his interception rate is so high. He should definitely be in your team as well. Got Powell of Rotherham with 34 interceptions, that's a decent amount. He faces Bristol Rovers away and Leyton Orient at home, 2 difficult fixtures, but doesn't really matter for interceptions. He hasn't missed a game all season, so there's no need to worry about rotation risk. We've also got Woods of Accrington with 37 interceptions in 26 appearances. He faces Harrogate away and MK Dons at home. However, he did miss his last game, which reason for I do not know, so there is an apparent rotation risk, especially as we are going into a double game week. So there are your 3 options that I have chosen: Gale, Powell and Woods. I most recommend Gale, but Powell and Woods are also 2 great options. Finally, here is my Game Week 30 team for Fantasy EFL. I've got Goodman in goal, Hall of Port Vale, Hills of Stockport, Okabu of Walsall. My captain is Gale, Stokes of Cambridge, Stevens of Wimbledon, and my clubs are Port Vale and Wimbledon. Formation is a 3-2-1. It's a Wimbledon triple up, I believe, of Goodman, Stevens and the club. Hall of Port Vale, I just think he's a better option than the ones I mentioned in this video, a safer option as well. Hills of Stockport, Northampton away, loads and loads of clearances. Okabu, I'm sticking with him from last week. He was my captain, he stays in the team. Gale, I've already spoken about him previously, he's a fantastic pick. Stokes of Cambridge, I hate to say it, but he is in my team. Stevens of Wimbledon, 16 goals I believe in League 2 so far this season. 2 relatively easy fixtures for him, as we have spoken about previously. He is up front, he's leading the line. Port Vale and Wimbledon, they're fairly obvious choices. There's nothing in the know about that. I'm hoping for a rise in rank. Top 100 is the goal, but however unreasonable that may seem, I've been there before, so hopefully we get there again. Hills is probably my most edgy pick, you could say, but hopefully he pays off. If you have enjoyed the video, I would appreciate likes and subscribes. Share it to your mates, do whatever. I don't really care, but I would appreciate it. Go follow my Twitter, BRFCJacob, FEFL, or my main Twitter, BRFCJacob.